Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for August 24th, 2026. We've got base and adventures. A lot of adventures. Only seller and mine from base. And we've got page and peasant. We've also got a 5-2. Generically, I would say peasant is the more important card. On this particular board, I would probably also say that. The question is, do we still get a page? And if so, do we open with it? Because we could obviously just open page peasant. For trashing, we've got plan and T-Mog. T-Mog, it could just be that we get a T-Mog and then we plan to T-Mog into a page and we go ahead and get the peasant now because, although, I mean, there is an argument for going the other direction with that because page is not a stop card. So it makes it, like, more likely that we see the T-Mog, but I don't know, peasant's just more important, so I don't think I would actually do that. But in any case, yeah, we could get a T-Mog and plan a T-Mog and a state into a page to get a page if we want a page. I come back to that. So yeah, plan T-Mog for trashing. For actions, we've got port, coin of the realm, and then ultimately champion. I guess teacher could be, but it would be pretty weird to go for teacher plus actions on this board, I think. For draw, we've out of the gate, we've just got Haunted Woods and then well, Expedition and Warrior. So that, like, plus card on teacher plus card on port would be good. I don't know if it's worth doing, but it would be good. And then for gains, we got plus buy from peasant, wine merchant. Page line can gain some treasures. Peasant line can gain action cards with disciple. Disciple's also like plus actions and can be drawn. Blah blah blah. Anyway, and the way that these are laid out is really confusing. I'm just noticing. Like, what is even the... It's not alphabetical and it's not by cost. What is the ordering here? Maybe it's just unordered. I don't know. Anyway, so I think we're definitely going to get a page... Oh, sorry, a peasant next turn. I think the question is, do we go T-Mog? Well, we could also go plan and guarantee that we see the peasant. Plan peasant, and it's not like I don't like getting lots of peasants. Ultimately, we might want to move the plan token to like port if we want to trash copper. We could also play with a mine potentially as a source of some additional payload. Mine is pretty weak, but it's an option. Plan peasant definitely has some appeal. There is also expedition. So if we go peasant T-Mog and we don't see the peasant turn 3, or maybe even if we do, we buy expedition and we're going to see it. So that would be an argument. T-Mog. I do kind of like that argument. All right, let's do that. Okay, so by expedition here, we hit 4 next turn without a plus buy, but T-Mog can turn a state into another peasant, so we can get another peasant that way. We guarantee that we get the T-Mog down. I think I like that. Oh wait, we hit 5. Yeah, I can't math. That's fine. Let's see. We kind of need some ports before we start putting terminals into our deck. Probably. We could also just take another T-Mog. Hmm. I mean, having 2 T-Mogs would definitely be good for doing more like estate into page peasant stuff. The ports aren't, they're not going to be immediately useful because we're not, if we're not going to be putting another terminal into the deck. Yeah, I think it's T-Mog number 2. All right, so I think we go page here since we've got the soldier in hand. We got 4 coppers down there and an estate and no, 2 estates, right? So we're guaranteed to see one of those estates, which we can turn into another peasant next turn. We're also going to hit 5 again. What I'd really like to do is get plan on ports and then start trashing with that, but we are... It's just we're only gonna get to trash 1 if we get ports next turn. We're also this soldier is also turning into a fugitive, so we're not gonna have many terminals in the deck anyway. Just the 1, right? Peasant. If we take another terminal, then we will need or want at least the ports. Yeah, even if we bottom deck an estate, we have 5 next turn. It's the same thing with like you get only to trash 1 copper. Maybe that's good enough. Or maybe we buy. Maybe we just go ahead and take a second terminal now. And next turn we buy like plan. Could be plan Coin of the Realm. Well, okay, maybe it's just plan then. But that's fine. Oh, we're gonna have to top deck this estate. That's not. No, we're not. We buy plan. All right. In a card you bought. Yeah, okay. Let's plan on port. Three silvers? Well, at least I have two T-Mogs. I think I'm just gonna buy Expedition here. Wow. Well, we get to trash 2 coppers. I think. Yeah. All right. What I want is a peasant. Am I willing to forego playing the Haunted Woods to play a peasant? We could also just get a Coin of the Realm. That probably makes more sense. Do we just buy Expedition again? I think so. Stop that. Okay, now we'll do... Well, I want a peasant and I also want... Or I guess I'll do the peasant. Oh, once per other traveler you have in play. Would be good to like really smack the bot with the warrior. I guess it'd be good to disciple the ports, right? And get the copper trashing in. I think I'll play the fugitive. Discard a silver. I'm also thinking now that maybe we are going to want another treasure hunter, actually. Well, we've got 2 coppers in hand, so now we can disciple port. All right, what do we do? Trash to treasure hunter, trash to fugitive. Not bad. All right. I had to take a brief pause there. Where were we? Those 2 cards should be the 2 ports we gained. don't think there's any reason to remove them from the top of the deck. So just top deck the last one with Haunted Woods attack. So I'm thinking we do get Teacher here. Got 6 coins. I want to upgrade the Peasant. We could just go Expedition Peasant. I was talking about getting another page, though. Drawing might be a little tricky here. I wonder, maybe we should clear the ports off. I mean, the reason not to do that is obviously that they give us the plus actions, but right now they're not drawing. Do we want 3 ports on top? That kind of blocks the T-Mogs. The other thing we could do, we could just go page double Peasant, I suppose. We're gonna have trouble drawing. What's the problem with that? We could also just go like Expedition Page. We don't have any plus buy in our deck unless maybe it's Expedition Peasant. And then we try to T-Mog into a page if we can, and if we can't, oh well. T-Mog the silver, specifically. Oh, wait, there is a silver there. Well, okay, good thing we drew that. How did that happen? Oh, I discarded a silver to the warrior. I forgot about that. Okay. I must have drawn... I was looking through the log to see if I had drawn a port with a port. I didn't, so I'm not sure. Oh, wait, no, the Disciple should... You gain this, gain another port. Yeah, the Disciple gains a port, gains a port. Oh, the warrior drew one. That's what I missed. Okay, okay. Well, we could... Okay, if we want a T-Mog a silver, we could leave one in hand. Yeah. Okay. Let's go Expedition Peasant. Disciple to Teacher. Warrior to Hero. Fugitive to Disciple. Peasant to Soldier. All the exchanges. Hey! Alright. Turn one of these into a peasant. I mean a page. I know what cards are. I don't really want to Disciple Page. Disciple Port is obviously fine. It's good next turn and it makes us find the Teacher. Yeah, that's got to be what we're doing. We want to trash a copper? I think so. Alright. Woods. That. that, play that. Should probably get one more Haunted Woods. One more Haunted Woods and one more Peasant. We should have plenty of draw this coming turn. I don't think we need Expedition. Alright. Pick a champion. Mostly for the attack defense. Fugitive. Soldier. Treasure Hunter. Oh no! Oh no! Oh fuck! I forgot. Alright. We have to decline that. Oh my god, I forgot. We have to move the plan token. Wow, that's... Okay, fine. We want to trash more copper, probably. Oops. Since we're going to gain all this silver. I guess we can take the last two ports. So this fugitive is becoming a disciple. I have two of those. We're gonna need... So, okay, let's plan on... I don't know. Distant lands. I think we take the last two ports and we... Alright. That becomes a disciple. Treasure Hunter stays. Soldier stays, Peasant stays. Okay. Now we put card on port. Blech. Do we want to T-Mog something? Don't think so. Right, we definitely want to disciple the Peasant. We don't really need action, so disciple doesn't matter, but we might want to disciple port just to make sure we draw. We're one card short of being guaranteed to draw that peasant. Do we need more than 3 buys? Is I guess the question. We need 4 buys. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That sounds like we want 4 buys. Otherwise it would be 22, 23, 24, 25, 24, 23 with only 3 buys. I mean, that would be fine for what we want to do is triple province. Is that what we want to do? I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking... What we buy is 2 Haunted Woods, a province, and... a Distant Lands? We actually play this Treasure Hunter. I mean, we're gonna have a bunch more draw next turn because of the Haunted Woods. I think so. We might T-Mog some of this stuff. Although, unfortunately, the silvers aren't that good at T-Mog targets. The bot does have 4 wine merchants. If it managed to draw enough of that... It's only got 1 disciple because it discipled Haunted Woods. It's got a bunch of duration draw. It has very little, like, actual in its deck draw, though. So I can't really gain and play Haunted Woods. Right, like there's 1 port in the trash, and then I have 1, 2, 5. I have 9 ports, so the bot has 2 ports. And it would need to play one of them for plus actions before it did something like Disciple Wine Merchant. So I don't think the bot's going to be capable of doing anything like too crazy. We don't actually have enough. Okay. I guess the question is, how much longer do we expect this game to last? Because if we don't expect the game to last too much longer, then there's no point in getting the Haunted Woods just for, like, next turn draw. We don't have enough reach to hit, like, you know, quad or quint or something like that. We could just leave the Haunted Woods and the Wine Merchants alone and go, like, double Distant Lands Expedition and then just try to build a points lead. And yeah, our deck is a little unbalanced, but it's probably not a big deal. We could also potentially, like, T-Mog the gold if we happen to draw it. And that could become a Haunted Woods or Distant Lands or a Wine Merchant. I do like the idea of T-Mogging the gold. I also wonder if it's worth upgrading the Treasure Hunter now and then turning it into a hero. That'll take another turn, but then we would have... Like, the gold gaining at this point is maybe better than the silver gaining. Because we're, like, close to the limit of our draw. Yeah, alright. Let's do expedition. Double distant lands. Okay. Turn this into a warrior. Leave everything else alone. The bot did just get a champion. The soldier is worth a decent amount of payload. It might be better to turn it into a fugitive now. Because there's a good chance the attack won't do anything next turn, and we've got plenty of money. It's worth 4 here. If we get fugitive now, then we can get disciple next turn, which is pretty good. If the game lasts that long, which it probably will. Whoa. Okay, I was not expecting that. So we have 2 distant lands that are going to get us to 14. We could get another distant lands that would get us to 18. And then 2 provinces would get us to 30. So that would be a winning line involving T-mogging 1 province. Did the bot get its champion down? Okay. If we were to T-mog 2 provinces, get 1 province, we're at 12. Not 12, get the 2 distant lands down, we're at 20, and then we would need just a couple duchies, so that's another option. Huh. I think the advantage of the double province mill line. Wait, did the bot? Oh, the bot didn't get any of its wine merchants back. So it would have no capability to do anything. So if we can't win this turn, we'd probably be safe anyway, but I am still really surprised that it got that many wine merchants into play to be able to hit 4 provinces. But whatever. I think province to province has got to be correct. The advantage of going province to province again is that it doesn't cost us a draw card. Fugitive, well, fugitive isn't exactly a draw card, but it kind of is when we have a province in hand. That's what we'd be trashing. To get a distant lands. I mean, I think we're like, there's like, I think anything we do is going to be fine. The advantage of gaining the distant lands is it's pretty points efficient compared to like buying duchies, but only by 1. Like all we've got to do is hit province double duchy, right? We get the 2 distant lands down for 8 points, and we're at 14. We get the province, we're at 20. We get 2 duchies, we're at 26. Yeah, if we wanted to points maximize, I think milling the province is not the thing to do, but I don't think that's actually the goal. Okay, so fugitive discards the province. Port, 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 port. Okay, I was wondering if we'd just be able to disciple distant lands instead. We certainly can. Right, we had a plan on that. Yeah, we had so much extra draw this turn. I probably misplayed this from that perspective. And I probably also, well, I guess we only cleared province double duchy by 1. But we could have done, yeah, we didn't, because we didn't have the treasure hunter this time to gain more stuff, but we still had more money last turn. Why was that? Or did we? Yeah, we had 21. And this time, oh, we didn't have the soldier. Right. Okay. User to disciple, sure. Warrior to hero, sure. Yeah, I mean, it didn't really matter. What the bot was doing didn't seem like necessarily obviously bad, although, wait, why did it have 1 port? Did it T-Mog a port this last turn? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that didn't seem obviously bad. So it took 4 provinces, so it had to have at least 32 coins. Which, if it had instead emptied these things, that would have cost 30 by itself, and it couldn't have caught up in points. So, okay, that does make some sense. And it's not like I was guaranteed to have province on top to T-Mog, but if I hadn't, well, first of all, it had all its wine merchants on the mat, so it wouldn't have been able to close out even if I hadn't been able to take a points lead. But second of all, I probably just could have gotten to triple province if I had had different things to T-Mog by T-Mogging into wine merchant or whatever. In fact, yeah, that's just for sure the case. Like distant lands to wine merchant would have done. Fugitive to wine merchant would have done. Port to wine merchant. I had excess ports. Yeah, so I think there was no real way that the bot was actually going to win there, but I don't think what it was doing was terrible. It is having all your draw in Haunted Woods does have the limitation of you don't draw during your turn. But it, still the bot had more draw than I did earlier in the game. So, but it also didn't thin at all. Well, it trashed a couple of states. Well, in any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.